it's two sports that I got my YouTube TV so I can watch everything. I tape them. Two sporting events that I watch, and both of them. Well, men and women handball. I think I'm just intrigued by this whole handball thing. It's crazy. I mean, and it's crazy because we don't see a lot of it here, if any. But in Europe and other places, man, they be rocking like it's the NBA Finals over there. The handball is serious. And I love the women rugby. Oh, my goodness.
You see that game yesterday?
Oh, my goodness. So you caught some of it, too?
I just caught the last play. I didn't see any of the game.
And I gotta find this young lady's name because it's like it was coming down. It was almost like, and maybe we can find some sound on that because let's see if we can find. It's almost like you try to run a clock out as you score a touchdown. Let me bring it back to the NFL term. You score a touchdown, and all of a sudden you got the ball. Well, no, you go up a touchdown, and somehow you get the ball back, and you're just gonna run a clock out. And you fumble. and other team picks it up and run like 95 yards for the touchdown. That's exactly what the equivalent to what happened in the women's rugby. It was USA versus Australia. Australia had won it in Rio, I think. They was one of the favorites. New Zealand is one of the and they end up winning it. They end up beating Canada. Look at it. I'm talking like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But they end up beating Canada for the championship. Canada was awesome too. But the U.S. won bronze and the first time ever, and we're gonna get some sound on that in a little bit. I'm gonna find all the participants' name, particularly the young lady. Man, she was what? So they with rugby is interesting because you get knocked them down, then you have to place the ball where your team can get it. In this case, Australia had the ball and they placed the ball down where they couldn't get it, and of course the USA. Young lady got it, and she took off almost the length of the field. She dove into the end zone. Now, what's interesting about this, I'm going to do some research. Somebody told me this, which I got to do some research and verify because this guy, sometimes his information is a little shaky. But I think that's why they call it touchdown. I noticed the other day when I was watching Australia beat somebody or lose to somebody, when the young lady crossed the line, she had the ball in her hand and she touched it down like that.
Oh.
That's why they called it the touchdown. So I like this. I mean, hell, it sounds rational to me. I mean, hell, what do I know? But it sounded like he knew what he was talking about. But we're gonna get it all. So I did some research. I told as I would, and the young lady. Did you get the sound off? Did you find the sound on that? Okay. Yeah, we want to hear just a little bit on that. Her name is USA's Alex Cedric. They call her Smith. That's the one that picked the ball up and ran like the length of the field. And this is USA women's rugby, which I am a fan. I mean I kind of hate it. I think I taped all the games, so I get a chance to go back and watch it. But those young ladies ain't playing. Stiff arming, they were knock you out. And the game of rugby is really interesting when you don't really watch it a lot and you see it. You're like, that's an interesting game. So, but
the ball they use looks so difficult to carry.
Yeah. It's a combination of it's a basketball. I call it a basketball football. It's kind of round, but it has kind of shape of the football, but has those round edges. It's kind of really interesting when you see that. But yeah, man, her name is Alex Cedric, and she got that ball, and boom, man! It's like it was a tight first half. Both teams scored a try and a conversion. And here's the other thing I didn't realize this, and maybe somebody know this. Call me and let me know if I'm telling the truth or not, because I don't know. 919-890-6200. When you score, you have to kick the extra point. They don't have a designated field goal kicker, so the person that scores have to kick the extra point. And where you score in the end zone, that's where you have to kick the extra point from. So if you go in the end zone in the corner, and I could be wrong, this is Dr. Reese with an S assumption. If you go in the corner and score right there, you don't put the ball in the middle where you normally kick extra points. You have to kick the ball from that corner. And what happened was when an Australian lady scored, like with 30 seconds to go, She scored in the right corner, so she had to kick the extra point from the corner, and she missed it. And when a young lady, when Alex Cedric scored, she had enough time to figure out where to score from, so she ran right in the middle and scored. She dove in, and that's where she kicked it from, the extra point. So, hey, I'm not an expert, but I stayed at Holiday Inn last night. I'm not an expert at rugby, but that's all I got. But it was the U.S. won 14-12, and the difference was the extra point, because if the young lady from Australia had made her extra point, the game would have been tied. They went overtime, but she missed hers, and of course USA Alex Cedric made her. So it was fun. Let's get some sound from that. Where we
I can't imagine losing on one play.
I know, man, it's crazy. Again, Australia, they was favored to play in the gold medal game against New Zealand, and of course they didn't make it. But let's hear a little sound from the U.S. women's rugby. Imagine that. Let's take a listen.
Alona Ma. Ramsey. Cedric. Spiff. Cedric's away.
Smith.
Cedric.
Smith.
Up over the
Smith.
50, the 40. She's going to take it all the way. Cedric for the USA.
I love it.
And I am so beside myself right now.
It is level at 12 apiece. The conversion will win the bronze medal for Team USA. Yes, Sammy, we got you. Calm down. It's all down to the kick.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Just wow.
This is going to be the easier kick right down the middle.
There it is.
Oh, my God.
There it is. Cedric with the conversion.
With
and
the conversion.
Team USA make history in Paris.
That's awesome,
Oh, my
man.
God.
That is so awesome. I mean, again, that's the part I did leave out, which I shouldn't have. They first time they ever won in the history of the sport for the USA, and it was unbelievable. And I'm telling you, it was so intriguing. Again, when we're talking about the U.S. women bronze medal game against Australia, one of the big time favorites in rugby, and the USA won in the last 15 seconds. That is amazing to me. It's good stuff, man.
It's great.
I'm talking about when you watch it, you're like, oh my goodness, but I loved her when Smith, they called her, when she got down to the closer goal line, she dove in.
Yeah.
That was so cool, man.
She just like trucked her.
It
It was like the rest of the team wasn't even playing.
I know they weren't in the screen, and that girl was running. It's just something to feel good story. When you see that, you see Simone last night, and that's, to me, that is the essence of what the Olympics is all about. Of course, we USA all day long, and it's like the basketball. And I'm gonna try to get my guy Phil Ford on, who I just mentioned. Right now, he's out of town, talking about when they won the Olympics, when he played in the '76 Olympics, when USA won after losing to Russia. In '72 on some bogus stuff where at the end of the game, they was playing in Russia. At the end of the game, every time I think it was a one or 2 point game, maybe 1 point game. Every time Russia tried to win a game and missed a shot, they called some kind of bogus play on the U.S. And they kept doing it until apparently at the end, Russia scored and they won. It was they stole the gold medal.
This was in what year you said?
This was in '72.
Okay.
Then so the pressure that was on the '76 team was humongous because we had just lost. I mean, we had been winning '68 and Bill Russell and all these other guys have been winning, but basketball, hell, we invented basketball.
Yeah.
And this one, the Cold War, Russia, it was just crazy. So the politics associated with it, and of course the basketball. I mean, it was a lot of pressure, and having them stealing the doggone gold medal really on some bogus stuff they did over there by, calling bogus calls just to make sure they had more opportunities to win the game. They ended up winning it, and just the research on it. I implore you to do research on it. It's ridiculous, but the pressure that was on Phil. And his crew was amazing. So Coach Smith coached that team along with John Thompson, and on that team was my best friend, the great late Walt Davis, Phil Ford, Mitch Kupchak, Tommy the guard. Then they had Scott May and Quinn Butner. Then they had Kenny Carr from Carolina, and they had to do a guy from Duke as well. And they ended up winning the gold. And I've been told many times from Phil and Walt at the time that that's the only time Coach Smith ever said talk about winning. Typically, he just says, play hard, we'll figure out what's going to happen. He said, no, we got to win this one. He said, hey, forget all that stuff I told you back on campus. And they was playing up in Montreal. We got to win this one. And that's what they did. But we'll get Coach Ford to come on and talk about that. So,